what do you want to accomplish with your music? Not necessarily specifically to the latest release, but I mean
Mhm.
overall. I mean, is there something that you feel as if you need to do in order
Mhm.
to, I don't know, perhaps raise people's consciousness?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I definitely, I'm fine with that word activist. Like I will gladly and proudly wear that. And I definitely had an agenda going into this record in making it exclusively with women. So every creative credit on the record, every player, um, every engineer, producer, photographer, graphic designer, songwriters, every player, every single credit song, like every possible creative that way that someone could contribute to the record. We hired a woman for that job, and I play a lot of like feminist country songs in my sets, and I play songs about things that are going on in the world around me. So sometimes they'll touch on racial justice or things like that, or gay rights, or or just the gay experience. Really, it's like not even I wouldn't, and I sometimes get comments that are like, stop being so political and, stick to your lane, just, shut up and sing stuff, that type of thing. And I just find it, the people who make those kind of comments, like, it's not political to them because like they're not women, right? Or
Yes.
like they're not black, or they're not gay, or they're not affected by the conversation, so they don't want to have the conversation. And it's just convenient to be like, oh, this is just politics, but it's only politics if it doesn't affect you directly. And the fact of the matter is, like, there are more women than men in America. We are the majority, and there are plenty of jobs where there are as many or more women as there are men. We have women doctors, we have women engineers, and those numbers probably need to still come up a little, but they're a lot better than the numbers in the music industry, where we are less than 2% of producers that you hear on the radio. You know, we're like, it's the numbers are just bad in every way. So you can't turn on your radio and hear a song that's made entirely by women, but you can hear plenty of the opposite. In fact, that's the norm. Like I have 6 or 7 CDs in my car that are made completely by men, exclusively by men, written by men, performed by men, produced by men, engineered by men, released by men. And nobody calls that a concept record, and nobody says that they're activists, right?
Sure.
But when you do the opposite, and I am an activist, and I do have an agenda, and I did do it on purpose, but I guess my point is that it shouldn't be activism. It shouldn't have to be a concept record. It should just be a record.
That's why I phrased it the way I did, because I wanted you to explain that in your own words. Uh, I talked to Wendy Brinford Jones, right?
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She, I said to her specifically when I wanted to partner up with somebody who could put me in touch with people like you, I recognize the fact that there are women who hosts shows similar to mine, a lot of them, and I don't think that there are enough men who devote time to the same subject, simply because
Hmm.
it is
Yeah,
it doesn't occur to them to do that. And I've been deliberately trying to talk to more women, um, and I
I
specifically
appreciate
asked.
that.
I specifically asked Wendy when I first contacted her. I said, "Look, I know you handle a lot of people.
Mm,
Can you help me along with some of this?" Because I agree with you. It shouldn't be political, and yet
yeah,
it has to be because of
right.
the way the country operates.
Yeah,
And
because of the world we live in. But I just want to say I so appreciate that you do that, because it is like a human issue. It's not just like a women's issue. It shouldn't just belong in this box that like only women, you know DJs get to talk about on women focused radio series, or just at women's music festivals or things like that. I'm glad those things exist, and I think they play an important part. But like, this is humanism we're talking about. I mean, the female experience is the human experience, because we are a majority of the population in this country. So we're not some exotic breed of musician. Like, we are American music. And if we want to be represented, accurately by our art. If we want to see ourselves reflected, then like women need to be a part of the conversation. Like it's just, you know.
As it should be. You know